Hi, how are you? And thank you for dropping in. I'm just having a look at the cards. They're already flipped up. We're here to do the tarot. And we're doing the tarot for the sun. Sorry, start again. What are we doing the tarot for? We're doing the tarot for the full moon in Taurus on the 12th, and we're doing the Saturn sextiling Neptune on the 8th. And both of these are definitely looking to make some major changes and getting us to make some major changes. So we've been feeling the pressure and feeling quite a bit under pressure. And pressure can manifest itself in different ways. It can manifest itself through dreams, stress, uncertainty, lack of confidence, start questioning ourselves. Aches and pains are also a bit common at the moment because when you're a little bit stressed, these tend to play up. Questioning our decision making, and for some of us, we've been thinking, are we doing the right thing? Should I throw it all in and just start something else? So the answer to this for most of us will be don't throw it in, modify. So we're looking at making sure that what we're doing is a true reflection of who we are. So we're showing up as being very authentic in the workplace and that we're feeling very comfortable with the work that we're doing. So it's going to be also, we're going to be a lot clearer about our identity and wanting to put that clearly out into the world. This is who we are and this is what we believe in. I've got the Chinese tarot. So let's just see what starts to come up for us. Okay. Six of Staves, Six of Wands, recognition. And the Queen of Cups. Okay. So those two coming up together, that is clearly saying the Queen of Cups and the Six of Staves. That's a big plane just going overhead. With the Six of Cups, sorry, the Queen of Cups and the Six of Staves. I promise that'll be my last mistake. What we've got here is we're looking at being very clear about who we are. So this recognition is self-recognition, and the Queen of Cups is always talking about emotions. So it's us being very clear about our values, what we value, and our emotional relationship to the work that we're doing. And we are seeking to be more emotionally fulfilled by the work that we're doing. And it's recognizing that that is an important part of us and it should be honored. Well, the cards are definitely jumping, but they're just taking a while. The Nine of Coins. It's also a very beautiful card. The Nine is where something is, it's coming up. It hasn't ended completely, but it's coming up to an end. And it's coins, so there's something about the way we are living in this planet, and mostly it's about our relationship to money. And the Nine of Coins in this instance is very much about a sense of abundance. And the Queen of Coins. So it's very much about us having a good rethink about our relationship to money, our relationship to money and work, our relationship to money and self-worth, our relationship to money and contribution. And that's what these two cards are very much having a look at. And the queens are to do with our emotional, more to do with a emotional or instinctive state. And it's about a connection, whereas the kings are more about, well, speaking of kings, the King of Cups is a little bit about being slightly more removed from that. So let's see what's partnering with the King. So the King and the Queen of Swords have come out together. Okay. And so we've got 3 queens coming out. So this is really a time for intuition and for us to get comfortable with what we're feeling and what our emotions are and how we're relating to them. Okay. And the King of Hearts is when we are at our most satisfied and fulfilled, to the point where we are sharing and receiving equally. So it's this nice, we're really in balance. The Queen of Cups tends to be a little bit more giving and giving more perhaps than the King would. But it's not because the King doesn't want to give, but it's more this sense of I've reached a balance. So the Queen of Swords is the thinking. So it's asking us to have a think about, where are we perhaps giving more of ourselves away than we should be? So we need to be looking at what do we need to do to bring ourselves into clear emotional balance. Quite interesting. And this could be manifesting yourself, manifesting in different ways. So it could also be, are you at work taking on the maternal figure, whether you're male or female, and does that in fact need to stop? Or does it need to be rebalanced out? Okay. Oops. Jumped off. Ooh, okay. So we've got the 7 of Cups. Woo. Sorry for that. With the Hanging Ghost. So the 7 of Cups is clearly talking about opportunities. The Hanging Ghost, you think about don't be put off by a ghost. But what we're talking about with the Hanging Ghost is it's not all clear yet. I mean, this is why we're waiting for the full moon, because we've got this idea, we've got this inkling of something that's coming or waiting in the background, but it's not 100% clear of exactly what it is that should be coming. So, and the 7 of Cups talks about an enormous amount of opportunities. But in fact, we have a lot of opportunities, but we just don't have the clarity yet about exactly what those opportunities are and what those opportunity means. Okay, I'll just see. Okay, let's just see. All right, I said there was 2 more cards, so that's good. Okay. Okay, perfect. So the last 2 cards that's coming out is talking about really quite a paradigm shift in how we are thinking. It is, first of all, what came up was the 10 of Swords, followed by the Fool. So this is clearly saying to us we have reached the end of a particular way of thinking about who we are, about our work, what our relationships is, how perhaps some of us have been trying to separate elements of who we are from that creative, inspirational, spiritual sense and not bringing it into the workplace because we feel that should be kept quite separate. And this is saying is that we need now to end that way of thinking, and really you see in this action we're looking at throwing it all away. Can you see the swords being thrown right away? And the Fool is starting with nothing. but it's completely open and it's completely free. And the Fool is actually someone, they're making use of what's around. They're on a journey and it's a new beginning. And I think that's really quite a lovely way for us to be thinking about it. I'm just going to use the vice versa. And I've just got a yes. So there's some, I'm just going to see if there's some clarity or advice to come through. I was going for clarity, but the spirits have said advice. So let's work on advice. Although I have to say, I think this is all rather clear. We need to recognize our emotions and where it's not being fulfilled. We need to really think about our relationship to money and how that sits within work and our creativity. We've got to really consider what we need to do to change our lives so that we're far more in balance emotionally and we're feeling far more fulfilled within our roles. And that there's a lot of opportunity coming with the Seven of Cups. And there's a lot of creative thought about that, but it's not yet time for everything to be revealed. I mean, it's kind of nice. Followed by the Ten of Swords and the Fool. Time to change. Time to change and start a new journey. All right, cards. Oops, there we go. Okay. And what have we got? We've got the Four of Staves, which is kind of lovely, which is a little bit about stability, but also about celebration. It's a lovely card. And it's unbelievably in balance. Man, woman, death, life. You've got the skull on one side and you've got the dove on the other. So that's saying that we are out of balance. Okay. I want to make sure that they come out the right way. I'm just got a really big, okay. Oh, and we've got the Hierophant, which is looking at really thinking about how we've structured our lives and what needs to change about that. Because Saturn is all about habits and routines. And maybe something that we've been doing for some time now is actually, because this is what happens with habits. They start off protecting us and then they end up very much being okay. They start off protecting us and then they very much start being holding us back. Two cards come out. It's the Sun. So it really is about us and how we're feeling and what is our relationship to everything else. And then the other card that came out in this pack is the Emperor. And again, so it's looking very, very... The Emperor is, if you like, the person... The Empress talks about nurturing and growth, but the Emperor talks about sitting back and being able to see everything in front of them and being extraordinarily balanced in their approach to how they're summing different aspects of their lives up. And I think, yeah, they've just said that's all. So I really think that's quite fascinating. So what we've got is we really need to bring ourselves into balance. We need to review what our relationship is with ourselves and get that clearly understood, because there's something about our relationship to at the work we're doing, how we're doing the work, and the recognition within us about that is actually holding us back. And it's about getting all these things done so when the time is right and the opportunity is clearly revealed, we can start on our new path and our new way of thinking. So it's really calling on us to get comfortable with what we feel is not being met within us, like in terms of our recognition, and what we're not recognizing within ourselves that needs to be recognized, because recognition is not just an external activity, it's also an internal activity. And if you don't recognize something, then you can't honor it. The Queen of Coins and the Nine of Coins is asking us to have another look at our relationship to money. And we're being asked to really think about what's stopping us from being 100% in control of our emotional state. All right, and the cards are just there to reflect for that. So there's something about our processes, there's something about how we're being organized and how we're seeing things that we need to have a really good look at. And it's not about others, it's about us. So it's not about blaming work, blaming the government, blaming this. It really is about us and getting ourselves quite clear about us and what we need to change to be able to do what we need to do. And the other aspect of it is it's really about, again, us with the sun and us getting really comfortable with who we are and content with who we are, and stop wanting to be something that basically we're not. All right, so there you are. There's the tarot. Very nice to spend some time with you. I'm sorry at the beginning I wasn't quite with it, but we're about to have a big storm. It's really humid, as you can probably tell, but it's very nice to be doing the tarot for you this afternoon. Take care.